And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 10, episode 19, and the LCS 2024 spring split playoffs kicked off earlier this week on Thursday, and we covered the first series, which was Cloud9 versus the 100 Thieves. The Cloud9 curb stomped 100 Thieves into the dirt. Now, we did say that 100 Thieves were the stronger team from NRG, and they actually ended up overcoming NRG later on during the week. But after Cloud9 defeated 100 Thieves, you had FlyQuest versus Team Liquid. That ended up being a really, really good series, actually. Then, along with the 100 Thieves versus NRG series, actually. Then you also ended up having the series today, which was probably what we all expected anyways. Dignitas were a very, 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 very bad team, as they always are. They always are a very, very bad team, no matter who's on the roster, no matter what time of the year it is. Dignitas are always bad. And then in the LEC, basically SK Gaming are kind of like in this realm of, hey, we could probably be like the basically, I would say a top 3 team, but they keep just throwing constantly throwing. It's like they could have actually been top 4 last split, but they threw in that game 3 against Fnatic, actually in the lower bracket of the LEC 2024 winter split. Then they had the BDS fiasco on Saturday, and then you had the game day pretty much through today as well. So yeah, a lot has happened since we last talked to you guys, and I do have plenty of content coming out. Like last night, I literally just got another big video done. I know you guys have been enjoying the big videos I've been doing. There's going to be one of them coming out. I'll probably just end up releasing it tomorrow, since this is already going to be one of the more longer form content pieces on the channel. Actually, that's going to be uploaded today. And joining me here in this video today, or this episode, the Cloud9 podcast, as I should say, because we're about to end season 10 very, very soon. We have episode 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, so we got 4 episodes left, and then we're on season 11, actually. Mr. Blanks is here. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Mr. Purley's got some good pulls today. My ass is tired. Holy shit. It was a long ass day.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I came home and I was just so tired. I was like, you know what? Before I just do this show, I am taking a nap. Yeah. My ass is going to sleep.
I was like, okay, let me power through this. I'm going to take a nap after. I couldn't take a nap before because I'd probably still be asleep. I was like, okay, let me take a nap after. Let me, do some push-ups, some jumping jacks, do some stretches. I was like, yep, okay, this works. This works. I like this.
Yeah, because by the time you messaged me, it was 5:40 something my time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. The computer's ready. Because when I came home, it just wasn't ready. It was updating or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, I'm taking a nap. Fuck this. And then they're playing this loud music outside you guys can't hear. But if I did a mail day video, you'd probably be able to hear that. So, and I didn't want to risk it. So I was like, you know what? F it.
Sure.
Just, we'll just do it when they leave, actually. But you guys couldn't hear this because I'm wearing a headset and a mic, and I have a mic right here. So this is going to be completely fine. And, if Chaz can't hear it, then, that's a good thing. Because if that man could hear it, he would tell me. He'd be like, man, who's that motherfucker out there playing that Jack Harlow? I'd be like, what?
Yeah, I remember one time they was playing some...
they were playing they had a karaoke night literally next to my house. They're playing Steppenwolf. And Chad's like, that's Steppenwolf?
Steppenwolf. No, that was Vagabond I pointed out. I was like, they were playing something with Nicki Minaj. I was like, who the fuck played Nicki Minaj? Who out there got some? And then they started playing some old school hip hop. I was like, who out here playing some Biggie? The fuck? I was like, I can hear the fucking lyrics. Like, give me one more chance. I was like, who the fuck? Who the fuck out here playing? That's how loud it was. I was able to actually sing along to the song. I was like, oh shit, okay, they got some motherfucking biggie with this bitch.
Ooh, but yeah, how was locals? Because I know you said it was really tiring. We just you had a tiring
Oh
atmosphere in locals
no,
today.
not tiring, but it was like
No real good opponents today.
no, it's pre-release. That's when you get a deck, you got to build it.
Okay.
The decks are either good or trash. By the mine's, I got the two worst comp decks put together because
Yeah.
I didn't get any cards in my packs. I got good pulls, but they couldn't fit my pack because it was like just no, it just didn't fit. It was like yeah, this ain't gonna work. Um, just tell us yeah that this shit ain't gonna work. So why did you put this card? I was like then it would just be more cards in my deck that would cluck up. I said I could have, but if it was like any other card, yeah, this would have been in my deck so fast. But um, yeah, in a sense,
Oh, guys, I wanted to give you an update on the Pokemon TCG Live. So, me and Chaz, we have about, I think, 2 streams of it. I am going to play more. I actually
yeah,
really, really enjoy playing. It's just, I've just been very, very busy, guys. You guys have no clue the good stuff you are about to see. I am so happy about this content coming out. So, yeah, I recently started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel again. I really, really enjoyed it. Master Duel, as I've said before, when like it was first announced on my original channel, they are going to reflect the TCG inside of it. At some point, I think all the really good decks of last year were all the best decks of the Master Duel last year. And right now, Snake Eyes is the best strategy in Master Duel. Fire Kings will eventually come, and they'll probably end up being like one of the best decks. Now, since they have ban lists in Master Duel every single month, Snake Eyes is going to get a hit of some sort. So by the time Fire Kings do come out, you're not going to really have like full power Snake Eyes with full power Fire Kings, if you guys know what I'm saying there, because the chances of Fire Kings actually not getting hit before you get Master Duel is so slim because there's literally 12 ban lists a month for this goddamn simulator, which
yeah.
I disagree with. I think a ban list every 2 months is enough time frame right there, because then that would be what? A ban list every 2 months,
I would tell you why it should be.
fine.
I do agree with them being every month because they make new packs every month. You know
That's
what
why I think
deck?
it should be every 2 months. They should make a new pack every 2 months, though. Because I think that's a little bit too much to get a ban
Yeah,
list every month.
I realize the way they bring stuff in, they don't bring in all the sets at once. They mix match them. That's what they think about it.
Or you're
Fire
yeah,
King
you're
came out before Snake. Snake Eyes actually came out before Fire Kings, but not
Oh,
the
Jesse,
full
what's up,
Snake
man?
Eyes.
I think Master Duel is
It's
the best game Konami ever made. Nothing's wrong with it. Yeah, like I have my I have
there's so much
I have a few
outside of funny.
I generally have a few issues with it, but I do enjoy playing it. I
Yeah.
have massive fun playing it. All right. Hope you guys had a great week, actually. And let's get right into the game. All right, man. 100. So I'm going to just start with 100 Thieves, because that series needs to get talked about. Okay. So, holy mother effing God, is Medios coping on the broadcast? I want people to make sure you understand this, though. So discount Huhi, because NRG won last split, right? They kept Dokla, Contracts, Palafox, and FBI, okay? This team beat Cloud9, okay? Now, NRG had this weird thing about them where they would always beat, like, better teams and then lose to, like, worse teams.
Yeah.
So any better team perceived than them, they would beat them in 3-0 fashions, too. Well, Cloud9's was 3-1, and G2's was a sweep, right?
Yep.
So they ended up beating Cloud9. They ended up beating G2. They ended up beating Matt. They beat another team in the group that was around them. Oh, Team Liquid was a
Yeah.
quote unquote better team than them, so to speak, right? So it got to a point where, I told people, hey, I think it's just NRG just played better on that day. I don't legitimately think NRG is a better team than G2. I don't. Because not only did people not predict for NRG to win, it was a genuine surprise to people that they actually won the game. Okay?
Yep.
It was a people were legitimately went, oh, wait a minute. They actually won? Oh, shit. Why did people consider it an upset if G2 lost to them? Why was it considered an upset? Because no one thought NRG was a good team. That's why you thought it was an upset. That's the point of an upset, right? You think the better team with the better players lost to a team with the, in theory, worse players. That's how that works. That's what an upset is, actually. So, NRG coming to this year, they bring in Huhi, and Huhi got Golden Guardians to a finals last year. He had Golden Guardians with their best year ever, so to speak. The latter part of the year, pretty much blew. He got his asshole literally blew the fuck out. But you think bringing in a Huhi over Ignar would probably be an upgrade or a slight upgrade or side grade or however people want to quantify that word. But we said this a couple years ago when Chas first started learning League, and he knew this while FBI and Huhi were part of 100 Thieves, was, FBI and Huhi, as people know, Huhi has his own ideas of how he wants to play the game, okay? And Golden Guardians all functioned around that. Well, we know that. We know all of Golden Guardians functioned around how Huhi wanted to play the game through and through. It's also part of the reason why they did so well, because they finally had a support that had a direction in the game. NRG had their own direction last year, but at least they were kind of like all in on that direction, so to speak, right? So like, even if it was a retarded decision to do it, they'd all do it. So Ignar goes to GX, not Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Giant X, Giant L's, actually.
XL before they...
Yeah. Basically just like Time Warner, mask off is now Spectrum, but still reality, it's just Time Warner, actually,
Yeah.
Then, I want people to clearly understand how much of an upset this is. 100 Thieves swapped out everybody from last year. Because, they just completely bombed out for the most part last year. They tried one last hurrah with Double Lip and Bjergsen, and that just didn't work, actually. And this year, they swapped out everyone except for Quid. Quid's obviously the MVP of the split. I think that's not a crazy take to say to anybody at this point. And so the new top laner, someday their long-standing top laner is gone, officially gone. They brought in Sniper. They brought in River, who was on Golden Guardians, who did have success, but was a good piece for them to bring over. If you want to get rid of Closer, you wouldn't have a person that is about on equal footing as him. Obviously, Quid was the only player they kept. Then they swapped out the whole bot lane. They have Meech and Ayla. We've been very critical of Meech and Ayla. They're not good. They're pretty bad, right? Now, what we also said on Thursday, last time we had a show, right? Thursday, was that if Golden Glue wants to actually get the team to have a position to win the game, he needs to patch up these holes in a wall. So imagine if I had a hole in my wall over there, like M1240, that fat, ugly fuck.
Oh, shit.
How do you patch up that wall? You give them simple stuff. What I really like that Golden Glue finally did, and you saw a glimpse of that in the Cloud9 Game 3 when he gave them Yasuo and Alistar. I thought, if you're going to do that, most people like to pair up Diana with Yasuo because it's almost guaranteed that her ult's going to knock up, and then you'll have like a knock up with Yasuo.
Yeah.
So if you do that, you can have simple ways of winning the game. That's not complicated because we know with the 100 Thieves, this is their biggest weakness. They can't really play anything outside of like basic stuff like that. Now, to be fair, if he gets the wins, doesn't really matter, honestly. But that is the style that they have to resort to because they tried doing the late game scaling comps against Cloud9 and they showed that they can't do that properly. So Golden Glue went, you know what? Game 5, Nocturne. Nocturne's pretty simple, right? You turn off the lights, you ult, you pick a target, and you go in. Pretty simple, right? Ayla gets to be on Nautilus duty. He just gets to be Nautilus. Don't give that guy any privileges. He should be playing at Brazil at this point. Meech can only play Kai'Sa, Varus. He can't really play Smolder, which is a huge hole in draft, honestly. Who can he play besides Kai'Sa and Varus?
Jinx, to a certain degree. He could play Smolder, but the champion.
He can play Aphelios. No, he can't play Aphelios.
He can play Smolder. The issue is.
Oh my bad. He can play Senna somewhat decently. I mean, who can't play Senna? Senna's pretty easy, actually. So he can.
Senna ADC easy. Senna support is a little bit more difficult because that's.
Mm-hmm. So you have Meech who can only really play like what 3 to 4 ADC. So,
Yeah.
you could just build a comp around that. Meech has shown, hey, or maybe he's just really nervous right now because the pressure's really high on him and he can only put like 3 to 4 ADCs. Whatever. That's fine. So then you have Quid. He can pretty much play, anything at this point. He's only been shown to be battling like one champion, in my opinion, which is the Akali. He had a great Akali game yesterday, which was really awesome to see that now you can just pull that out whenever you want to. The only people that I think have been really not showing up so far, was initially Sniper, but he played well yesterday himself. And then you just have, you have Meech, Now, I have no clue why Golden Glue let through Smolder. I really don't know why people keep doing that. It's a champion has been very clearly shown it's too OP. You just need to. Why don't you just get rid of it?
But the issue is if the comp you build to it is taking too long to scale, you can beat it.
Mm-hmm. Because if he gets to 250, if he gets to 220 stacks, he one shots everybody.
More or less, he one shot. He
what do you mean more or less? It melts people at 220 stacks.
Not at full health. When he's at 220 stacks, his attacks become like the collector. In a sense, where you don't need collector. That's mean you don't need burst damage either. Pretty much his attacks become burst damage itself. But they have to be like at 25% health left. He can't kill you. He can't one shot you at full health. He has to auto and then attack.
Yeah. What I like that Fnatic showed today was that if you pick Poppy into him, you just stun him for like a little bit, like you just put a champion like her, you just get a champion with point and click C. Well, it's not really point and click with her. You have to line it up. But if you get a few champions with CC that's layerable enough, that's going to be the way you get him down. Because if I'm being honest here, after I watched the series, Thieves probably should have just 3-0'd. They threw game 4. They were like, you know what? Fuck it. More content for the people. Yeah. So, game one, you're like, they're probably the better team right here. Just saying, they're probably the better team. Games 2 and 3 definitely showed that. And then game 4,
it shows how one team fight will cost you a game.
Right? Yeah. And game 5, I really don't understand the NRG draft. Actually, that game 5 draft was just like, what was that? First of all, contracts on Xin Zhao. That he's been like your best jungler on like these tanky, more supportive junglers like Sejuani, Poppy, these other guys. I probably would have just chose Vi in that game if you want like guaranteed point click lockdown. But he gave him Xin Zhao. Dokla was their best player that game, despite pretty much not really playing well the entire series anyway. I would put
Dokla's been really good for the whole season. Dokla's been
that was his last. Do you remember any games outside of that one, that game 5 against 100 Thieves, where he actually stood out? Beside that one, I don't think I remember most games he's stood out to split.
Any game that he's on Cassante.
I should have preferences beside Cassante because that'll make you look good on anything.
That's it. That's the only champion he looked good.
It's like those Yu-Gi-Oh decks where that person's only gonna look good playing that deck if they have a couple of decks. Because how a tier 1 deck can make someone look good, but if they play any other tier 1 deck, they look kind of like they're a fraud, actually.
Yeah.
So this last draft, oh my goodness. I just ThinkHard, who's the 100 Thieves head coach. Wow. Just wow. This draft is so bad. So not only does Ari pretty much have a better way of locking down all the targets right here, Dokla, he had a good game in this game. He's the only good game I've seen for a while, actually. But this is on Cassante, and Aatrox definitely, even if he falls behind, can wave clear effectively. He also can all in team fights effectively too. River going back to the Nocturne pick was actually pretty cool. I was like, why don't people? I agree with Golden Glue. This should be a champion that if your team can execute high scaling comps, pick Nocturne, pick Vi, pick Wukong. I don't know, something super simple where you can just get it done. Something where it's like, hey, River goes in, and then like Quid just beats them. There you go. You just need simple stuff. See right there, like Aatrox is not like I would say simple, but you just land your chain, and so he just gets pulled back, and then you can just auto him. That's it. There you go. Like they're contesting for that. Like factor in, guys. NRG just contested for aren't those called like void grubs now?
Yeah.
Why did they test void grubs with Palafox, who didn't even really have like full health, Xin Zhao, and a Cassante against Ari, Nocturne, and Aatrox? Actually, I mean, FBI on Zeri was like, bro, I don't think it's one of his more weaker champions. Honestly, even when Zeri was really good last year, he was never really good on Zeri. Honestly,
Zeri's just not the optimal pick in this meta. It's not a bad pick. It's just
like if you're gonna pick that, you might as well just pick Zaya. Like why are people prioritizing Zeri over Zaya? Like I don't mind getting picked. My problem is like, okay, so they banned Varus and they banned Callista. Like, yeah, I wouldn't have even really banned them from Meech. I don't think you have to worry about Meech playing Callista. I don't think you have to worry about Meech playing Twisted Fate because that you can also flex top lane as well. Varus, you definitely have to get him off that. That's like one of his actual best champions. You got to get rid of that. Has Sniper played Renekton to the point? No, he's actually pretty good on Renekton too. Like, okay, most of these make sense right there. And these are like two OPs. I don't know why Jace top has suddenly come back to NA. Like, NA Jaces are notoriously pretty bad, actually. And then throughout the rest of the game, 100 Thieves were just the better team, honestly. I mean, they had a good idea of, hey, we're going to go and shut down that bot lane. And then it just looks like FBI and Huhi, they just are not ever going to be on the same page. It's weird how these guys have basically, they won for 100. They're the previous winner bot lane of 100 Thieves, which makes it so odd that. And then they got 100 Thieves to like the finals and the worlds, actually. And they just can't function together as a bot lane. It's just not going to happen anymore. They somehow made it work back in the day when a lot of the bot lanes in NA were really, really bad. So their synergy issues never got like pressed, actually. But now at this point, these guys just don't work. Huhi sees the game so much differently from the rest of the four core group of NRG that you're just, in theory, you're going like, oh, this is probably going to be, a big upgrade here. And it's like, it's really not. And that, like, Contracts is always kind of doing that. He's just always stealing Barons. Just got a knack for doing it. But if he had stolen that one, I'll be honest here, it wouldn't have mattered, honestly. He did get a Baron steal toward the very end. He got a Baron steal toward the very end of the game, but it literally wouldn't have mattered, honestly. But yeah, just keep Ayla on Rel support or Nautilus. That's it. He really doesn't need to be on anything else because he's just mind-blowingly bad. But he did play well in that specific game. I will give him that.
Yeah.
So what did you want to say about 100 Thieves, man? Because you guys have locked top 4. That's cool. And you're playing on Friday. You're playing Team Liquid, which, I mean, that should be in theory a pretty hard matchup. But they did actually beat Team Liquid.
It's for 100 Thieves. That's an even matchup. They play into them well. It's the other team's Team Liquid. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's the triangle. Cloud9 beats 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves beats Team Liquid, but Team Liquid beats Cloud9. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like that's the thing is, I think 100 Thieves got the better opponent out of that because FlyQuest, they kind of had their number, when they last faced each other. Team Liquid kind of did very, very well into them, obviously for Cloud9. And 100 Thieves did play well into Team Liquid. And now people were talking about Palafox. Palafox, guys, looks pretty jank this split, if I'm being honest here. He wasn't like bad, but it's like he had more lackluster games than good games. Like it was never a reason why they lost. It was never a reason why they won either. And you never want that with a mid laner. A mid laner should never really have those type of like coin flip seasons where you aren't the reason why your team's winning. Like a mid laner is the main guy of the team. Like if your mid laner is not performing very well, then your team's going to obviously not do so well. Dokla, he was sick last week, as I said. I don't know if he recovered fully, but he was also not playing very well. And NRG, people need to factor in NRG after they won those 2 games. There was that week break. Those not this week, not last week, the week before that. Remember they had that break and they had those 2
Yeah.
wins where they had to get those 2 wins to be in the playoffs. Just in general, they have now went a combined total of 2-7 in their last 9 games. They have not won. They have literally sorry. They went 4-7.
Yeah,
No,
4-7.
is it 4-7? Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's pretty
4-7.
bad.
Yeah, because they won 2 here, 2 last time, and they lost 4. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've had a rather lackluster season. They were pretty bad in the regular season, for being honest here. And I guess by standing logic, a 2nd place team facing a 6th place team is, I mean, that's probably the result we got. But yeah, I mean, Medios on the broadcast was like, NRG, for what it was, they actually did good. It's like Medios, no, that's no. It's why that's the reason why LCS teams never get better. It's because people like that, people like what he said, say those things. No, that is a complete flat disappointment. They're the summer split champions. They're the team that went to Worlds, minus Huhi.
Not the same team. Like I said, they overachieved last year. This is who they were this year. It's the same thing I said last year. They overachieved last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's the thing is like this is a monumental disappointment for them. Bad. They've had a less win record, even finishing out the season. They lost to a team basically with 4 new players that they just kept quid.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Actually, that's not good. That is actually not good whatsoever. And you could tell, like, when they were talking to he's massively disappointed. They didn't look at that and go, man, we finished 6th place in the regular season. We lost to a team that's basically full of rookies. Yeah, we're pretty feeling happy about that. No, you're feeling pretty like that. That's pretty like gonna make you pretty sad, actually. But we'll have to see how NRG improves going into summer, actually. What did you think about the FlyQuest Team Liquid series, actually? That was actually pretty good, I'll say. Except that game 5 was whoo. They were just throws on throws.
Team Liquid threw that one away.
They had a chance to win in game 5. They just threw it away entirely. Yawn. People don't understand. Kalista is a glass cannon champion that you need to win the game in a reasonable time. And anything I just said right there means nothing to Yawn. Yawn is not that guy, actually. Yeah. That is not Yawn. Please. Yawn is not that. If you need to win pre-30 minutes, I better not ever see Yawn on Kalista. Ever. At all. The guy is terrible at Kalista. Or if you need to win, obviously pre-30 minutes, actually. So, FlyQuest ended up taking it. Like, the bot lanes in the LCS have been so just ass this split. What is bot lane? This is the worst state bot lane's been for the LCS in a long time, man. I swear, dude. It's pretty bad, honestly. But
no,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say disappointing because I kind of saw this coming. I was like, but damn, this is shit. Okay. You look at it, you're thinking, what the fuck is going on? It's like, because you look at it, the best bot lane is Berserker and Vulcan. But it's like, after that, it's like, what else? It's like, what else? Who's number 2?
Yeah. And plus, all the bot lanes are either rookies, a rookie and a veteran, or a rookie and a player that's kind of only been playing for like a little bit of time. These bot lanes are pretty good, if I'm being honest here, actually. Like, this is just... God, these bot lanes and LCS are so bad. Well, here are the next games. The next games are Cloud9 versus FlyQuest. And whoever wins that secures a spot at MSI, regardless of, the results of finals weekend. And you have 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid coming up on Saturday this week. Yeah. Someone's going to be like, you want to talk about Dig and Team Liquid? No. If anyone thought Dig were going to do anything in the playoffs, your brain is fried. Like, Dignitas is terrible. Dignitas sucks. Zayu literally said in the interview, hey, yeah, we didn't do so well. We didn't take our scrims that seriously. Oh, that makes sense. You took your practice not seriously, and then you lost. And when it matters.
Yeah.
Like, people not clicking here what he just said. They didn't take their practice seriously. He said they got good practice going in, and then they lost. Yep. Sounds about right for Dig. Dig were not a good team in the regular season anyway. The Dig's always had this. They're not ever good. These teams have put together have always been jank, no matter what the roster is. I mean, guys, last year they had a roster of Jensen and Santorin, and it just didn't work for them. Well, they had Armut, who was the best top laner in the LCS history, actually.
Well, so yeah, don't forget, they had Armut.
They did.
Yeah.
They did at one point have, what's his name? Ignar, that they brought in only to sell him to NRG, only for them to win the split to sell him to someone else. What is with that? Rogue and NRG had that too. They literally won the splits, and the Raptor went like, you know what? We could kind of run it back. Nah, let's just start breaking the roster apart. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck? But I guess money talks actually. All right, so let's go over who are you picking out of FlyQuest C9? Do you think it'll be 5 games actually, or do you think it'll just be a 3-0 depending on the momentum of the series? Actually,
I can see 3-1. 100 Cs. I can see it 3-1. In my opinion, I look at it, I'm like, you look at it like, damn, this is close.
It's actually a pretty close series. Yeah.
Yep.
I think the difference maker will be the bot lane, actually. Whatever bot lane plays better on the day has a chance to turn the tide of the series. What I also think will happen, which is if people have to factor in, if FlyQuest win this will be the first ever finals for the organization. Now, keep in mind, they just finished the highest they've ever done in the regular season this year. The previous was obviously last year in spring. So if they want to make their first ever finals with Cloud9 having, I guess, Cloud9 are somewhat back, not back, then they're back, then they're black, back in black, depending on which day Cloud9 want to play good on. Given how the series might go and given how crazy the league is in general in terms of like the quality of these terrible, terrible, terrible teams, there's a good chance they could win. My God, last time I predicted Cloud9 to lose to 100 Thieves, and they won in a dominant fashion. So by that logic, then I'll pick FlyQuest to win, and then C9 will win, right? That's how that works?
Not always. He chose the Philadelphia Eagles to win, and they lost.
What? I mean, that was a really close loss, actually.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I mean, yeah. It's actually pretty close. Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck it. I guess maybe C9 just pulls their meat out and just like, hey, we're the best team 3-0. That's what I want to see. Is it going to happen? Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know. C9 win 3. Safe prediction 3-1. 3-1 against FlyQuest. Because this week in playoffs, guys, it was a 3-0, 3-2 sandwiched in. All the meat in there. Digging right in some tacos. Filling your meat up with cum and shit. And then you had a quick, hey, go to the studio, eat, drink, shit, sleep, scrim, studio, draft, win. Go on stage, draft, win. Go on stage, draft, win, get off. Yeah. Knock those frauds out.
Or dig, draft, lose, lose, draft. Try to give your heart, try to play your heart out, lose, go home. Say, we could have been better, but at least we made it to the playoffs. I'm like, yeah, burn this
team. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, so want to talk about the LEC now?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, 100 Thieves. I think they win that series against Team Liquid. I'll say 3-1. actually. So I have 3-1 Cloud9, 3-1 100 Thieves, actually. All right, LEC, you go. Well, you go first. Who do you want to talk about? This is concerning for what some of these teams now. This is concerning, or reaching concerning levels. I'll say actually.
Okay, let me see. Let's talk about the first game that happened. Let's break down each game because these games were stressful in a sense. Yeah, they were stressful.
Oh, the G2 Fnatic game is the one that people are probably going to be mentioning. Now, keep in mind, people, Fnatic was the only team to actually play well into G2. Even when G2 won the split, a few last month, actually, that best of 3 they played shown that this is the team that could beat G2 if they can get the right idea and finally be on the same page, because that's what's really always been Fnatic's issue. These players just aren't ever on the same page when it comes to executing what matters in the game. That's always been the big problem for them. Today, you finally saw, okay, this is a team where if you could pull it together for them, this could work, actually. They had a really good idea for the Poppy pick. They had a great idea for Talia Poppy. Talia makes the wall. Poppy slams you into it. Great idea. I thought the draft today was really good from Freeze. I think it's Nightshare or Freeze or whoever that is, actually.
Yeah.
Dylan Falco today just got massively draft gapped. But I'll be honest here. Since we know only really Fnatic can challenge G2, G2 have been, in theory, just kind of running the league, actually. The game that they played against before Fnatic, who they play against before that, they just rolling them.
Oh, not Current Corp. Team Heretics.
Oh yeah, they just steamrolled them, honestly. What's really concerning is SK Gaming. Guys, I know everyone's had that solo queue game. You've been winning the entire time, and then at some point you take a bad team fight and you're like, oh, it's cool, guys. It's cool. We got them next time. You lose another one, you're like, wait, whoa. Hey guys, yeah, let's clean it up.
When you lose two, where it was like you're in a good position, and then one fight and the game's over. It's like, whoa, wait, what? Wait, one team fight, the game's over. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Which is really weird because that game, they're winning the whole game. The entire thing. Every part of it's theirs. You can take Baron, take all the turrets. You don't even need Baron. Because remember when what's his name? On SK Gaming, Esakik. Remember how he was playing Zeri? He flew in and popped his ult, and he basically killed all of them by himself. Yeah, you don't even need Baron at that point. You're so strong and such in a good position in the game to the point where you could completely destroy them. Actually, there should be no way possible for them to get back into that game. And then I said, I think I told Chaz last night when we were playing League, when they lost that game in that fashion, we seen that happen with Team Liquid. Then you lose the other one, So I'm with Team Liquid on Worlds. They lost that T1 game. It was really close for them, where they had a chance to win that game. And then you saw that today with SK Gaming against who they play against, Team Heretics today. They could have had that game too. It was a little bit more closer than yesterday's game, but they had a few moments in there where it's pretty much theirs. Throw again. You can't do anything with that as a coach. Their coach is doing everything perfectly. He's drafting fine. I just don't know why they keep doing this. They've choked against Fnatic in that best of 3 in winter. They should have been top 4. They choked against Fnatic with that Draven comp. They choked against BDS like that. And they choked today against Team Heretics when they have clear-cut ways of winning. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe you make a player change, or maybe they want to keep sticking with the same core 5. I imagine that's gonna be what happens. Because who do they play against tomorrow? Actually, I wonder who they play against tomorrow. They play tomorrow against. They play tomorrow against Carmine Corp. So I mean, in theory, they should beat Carmine Corp.
Well, Carmine Corp got a good win today. That might be a momentum swing for them. We don't know.
Oh god, Carmine Corp have now tied the same amount of wins it took to get them in the final week of winter.
Yeah, guess what? They're not in last place.
They are not. Yeah, they are
They
not in
they
last
have a
place.
good chance of making playoffs. That is if the week ended tomorrow, all they have to do is because they beat what Mad Lions and they beat
They
who the
also
fuck did
beat
they
Rogue.
Rogue.
If they
No,
can actually magically secure
no,
two
it
more
lost to
wins,
Rogue. No, they lost to Rogue. Remember,
no,
Rogue
no.
was
Oh, you're right. You're right. My bad. They beat GX.
GS. Yeah,
All they have to do is secure two more wins, and they can get playoffs at this point now. That's it.
shit. At this point, shit, just one more win. The way the LEC's going.
Yeah, Mad Lions. Oh God, it's looking rough out there. I told people, let's don't get too high on them. I said Merwin looked good last split. Supa looked good
Yeah.
Alvaro looked good that split. But there's a reason why people predicted for them to be 10th place. It is in theory a bunch of rookies that have just now started playing. It's looking like they don't really. I don't know what's going on with them at the moment. Everything that they were trying last split is just not working because guys, even though like when something is bad, like the LEC right now is really bad, people
Yeah.
just kind of catch on to what you're doing. What it looks like is a lot of teams have started to catch on to what they're doing. They play a very predictable play style. You can see it coming from a mile away. They do nothing special in the game. They're a pretty textbook basic team, of my opinion, actually. And that's easy to beat, honestly. They don't really have like any true standout players in the positions that are needed right now in this meta for League. And Supa, their ADC, has been pretty much just kind of just playing pretty bad. Honestly, for Frescowi's not looked that good. El Yoya is kind of just on a one-man mission right now. Who's their game tomorrow? Their next game tomorrow, at the time I was doing this episode, is going to be
Also, next week they're having games on Friday, Saturday, and Monday. No games on Sunday.
that's weird.
Yeah, it's in the schedule.
Oh, tomorrow they play Rogue for Mad Lions.
Yep, they play. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
BDS plays Team Hyrax tomorrow. Vitality versus
Yeah.
Fnatic. G2 versus Giant X. Rogue versus Mad Lion. SK versus Carmichael. Yep.
I'll say right now, BDS has been getting away with murder in some of these games. Holy crap, do they look like frauds right now? I would go as far as say they are frauds, but man, that Mad Lions game was so undeserved. They are so damn lucky they picked Ice on Aphelios. If they didn't have Aphelios that game, they lose. 100% they lose. They straight up get dog shitted on that game. That's why you pick Aphelios in some games where you're thinking like, hey, we're not gonna be able to like, end the game fast. We're not a team that plays that kind of play style. We'll just pick Aphelios and scale. That's what you do that for, honestly. So, what do you think, man, about the LEC?
Yeah, it's a two team race right now, more or less. It's just mostly G2 and whoever's going to catch up with them. Because honestly, it's kind of wrecked right now. It's just
Yeah, Mad
holy
Lions. Let's
shit.
go to the standings right now. All right, let's just go. Because Mad Lions core are bad. Mad Lions are bad right now, guys. They are not what they were last split, and this is kind of what people saw coming. Actually, you start strong, but it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. But it's also about how you are consistently in the weeks after you start strong. So they have to limp into playoffs. If they lose against Rogue tomorrow, which is very possible, maybe if they lose to Rogue, they're pretty much just done. Honestly,
Yep.
they would have if they lose to Rogue tomorrow. I want people to know they have to win every single game next week, every one of them, because if they do not, you're
And
screwed.
that's not even possible because their games next week, like for Mad Lions to get in the playoffs, Friday they got T Hyrax, then they have Team BDS, and then they have Fnatic. They're done.
Yeah, so this is a make or break game for them. They need to win this game to have 2 wins, because if they do not, they need to win every game next week, every single game. There is no ifs, ands, ors, or buts, because that would make them have 4 wins, obviously. So, yeah, if they want to make next week for them easier, they need to win tomorrow.
I'm gonna tell you right
Oh,
now,
it's over.
I'm telling you right now, they will not win. If they don't win tomorrow, I don't see them
If they win
winning a
tomorrow, it's
single.
over. It's over. Just write the split off, honestly.
I'm telling you right now, I don't see them winning a single game next week. I don't see them winning a single game. Not even close. Like,
Yeah.
no way in hell.
Like, oh god, man, it's if you look at their actual games, I can see them losing tomorrow. I do, and that's the thing though. Even if they win
Yeah.
tomorrow, they're still going to be in a scenario where they have to win all the games out next week, or two out of the 3 games for next week. So that way you'll have 4 wins, maybe a tiebreaker actually. So their fate right now to make playoffs this split is not good. Let's just say that. GX are, I mean, they are the worst team. Watching them play is disgusting. That Otawamne 0-6 game, he was almost in tears. I'm not gonna say he's. I'll say it right now. He's completely washed. He's been washed for quite some time. I think the last good year he had was 2022. Last year he was pretty bad. This year he's been pretty bad. Might just want to retire at this point. This team in general just doesn't work. It's bad. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible team. This is bad. Can we please stop doing this team? And it's not like all the players are individually bad. It's just like this combination of players just don't work. You know, this combination of players just don't work. Like Jackie's, I don't think he's that bad, honestly, but there's no way he can like get through his rookie growing pains on this team where he can meaningfully understand and work through those issues. Peaches, he's just one of the junglers of all time. Ignar and Patrick don't work as a bot lane. Patrick is still trying to be a good ADC. That people told me he was going to be a good ADC a long time ago, but he never got to be that. And then we're still looking for that. Like I'm looking for my dad, actually. So yeah, GX is a terrible team. What an ass trash team. Did you want to say anything about GX actually?
Oh, they're just bad. I don't know. Everything was just bad. The marketing's bad. Giant X, the name's bad.
I like the play style is
bad.
boring. Like when they play, it's just boring.
They're just
no one cares when this
team.
team plays. Yeah.
They're a mid. Yeah, I don't care when they play. I'm like, all right, cool, Giant X. It's like tomorrow. Tomorrow I would care because they're going against G2, but I'm not gonna care for the rest of it after that because I'm like they're gonna get beat. They're gonna get stomped in, and I'll just be like, "Damn, this is crazy." Yep. Yeah, no one. They're just a whatever team.
Yeah,
Like
it's just a team that is just on stage just to. I'm gonna say just to. They're literally just there to play. They're not there to build team chemistry. You know, if they're playing like this on stage, their scrims are probably shit. If we're being honest here, their scrims aren't good. You know, I don't know why. GX just need to change the roster. It's just not working. I'm sorry. Like even when they made playoffs last split, they went 0-4 clean out. It was like they did anything in the playoffs anyway. You know, like I wasn't looking forward to them to do anything. Carmine Corp. How you feeling about Carmine Corp? I will dominate. Always tweeting like, "Hey, Yamato was the problem. They won today. Yamato's not the." I'm not saying Yamato's ever a problem for them.
I don't think he was ever a problem. I just don't think he was. He won't get the credit he's deserved. That's the issue with me. I don't know what the problem was with the team. It's definitely the player. It's part of it is definitely the players. The players they have just don't fit. They're just like a puzzle that they're missing a piece. They're missing a piece. I just don't know what that piece is. I do hope they get to the playoffs only because I truly believe that
I only kind of want them in there to see what they would do in the best of 5. Because, you know, as bad as they are, who knows what might happen in a best of 5? It might actually be a sleeper best of 5 team. I really doubt that. I'm just convinced myself of that.
They might be, but also I truly believe that Giant X and Rogue and Mad Live is shit. One of those two teams is also going to make the playoffs. One of those two, because I truly believe one of those two teams is not going to make the play. Those two teams are not going to play off. I do hope.
Yeah.
Their current court makes it. I just want to see what they are, what they get out of their old shadow, in my opinion.
For me, I think Sakin is just a perma scared mid laner on stage. It looks like he just cannot play on stage.
Yeah.
Even when he has like a champion like Ari with guaranteed CC almost, if you just line it up properly, he just not going to be the guy that makes the big play. He's just. I don't get why they keep him still. He's someone who's never going to be that X Factor mid laner that he was in the minor leagues, actually. Targamas had like his only good game ever, which was today. We played Rakan.
Yep.
I mean, Rakan will make anybody look good if I'm being honest here. And we've seen him on other supports. It's pretty bad. So it's just a Rakan diff, actually. Upset actually played well today on Zeri. Bo is constantly trying to get them to do anything, like literally anything, and Cabo is just Cabo Shard. SK, we talked about them. They need to stop choking. Even if SK win tomorrow, they'll be 3-3.
Yep.
And I guess they'll just be a mid-table team by that logic, right? All right, Team Heretics. How are we feeling about them right now, actually?
The old guy that getting it done.
It's crazy how people, I will put this out. It's crazy how people are saying Yankos looks good now when Perks is not in the mid lane. That's what happened. I'm not saying he didn't play bad last split. He did. The issue here is you need to understand if you have a bad mid laner like Perks was last split, when he's constantly losing, that'll make your jungler look bad by default.
Plus, also the pickup of Tribby is starting to look like a good pickup now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got off Kaiser, thank God,
mm-hmm.
and they like Tribby looks like an X factor on the team. Yeah, Perks look like he's probably done.
Yeah, Perks is not coming back to the team. I doubt it.
I don't think he's going back to LEC. Like the way.
Oh, you think he's just going to straight up just retire at this point? I would tell him
retire, or it's going to be one of those things where no team's going to take a chance on him. They're going to be like, nope. Why have this building when I can just get somebody else? Why get you when I can just get Aberdage, who still shows that he can play at an elite level?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just got to put it around somebody that's going to be the actual leader. You don't want Aberdage to be a leader. You want him to be your playmaker, but not the leader. Like, It's like, that's the truth. That's the truth about. And with Perks, like Perks is like he's. I'm not gonna say because of his age. He's just done. Like
he's in the same boat as Odo Wamne. It's just it's just not. It's not it anymore. Honestly, it's like when Doublelift was playing. It's not the prime levels anymore. It's just happens when you get a bit older. You're not gonna be at that level. It's just what it is. Wonder. All Wonder needs to do is just go over where Yankos tells him to go, because Wonder is a guy who just literally just does nothing. He's a guy that kind of walks around. He's also another guy I would say is done too. I don't know why people still have a hard on for him. He's not been good since like 2020. Been bad for a long time at this point. These guys just need to give it up, in my opinion. Actually, Trimby definitely makes Heretics better. Flacket has actually played pretty well, so. What they have right here is a team that can definitely punch above their weight, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Team Vitality, how are you feeling about them? They're winning some games.
They're winning, but there are times where I'm like, this team could just fuck around and lose. Like, they almost threw today.
Yeah, they were losing today. All it took was basically It was one team fight where they got it together and won it.
Yep.
That was it.
Because Vitality almost threw another game too.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! I'm like, God damn it, these motherfuckers give me goddamn heart attacks. It's like,
Mhm.
um, yeah, Vecchio. Every time I think he's bad, he's good, and then he fucks around and be like, okay, yep, I can see why people are on his ass. I don't
Mhm.
know. Douglas is good and bad at the same time.
Yeah, Douglas could be the reason why you win, but also the reason why you lose. But then again, it's on a
Yep,
team with Hillisang too. Actually,
yep,
like Hillisang is the I don't even know. I don't know why he's still playing either. Another guy. I have no clue why he's still playing. I don't get it at all. He's not good himself anymore. Just these old guys gotta get perks. Wonder Olawamne Hill saying you just gotta give it up. Okay, the only person
yep,
that still has the level of gameplay from the games that we've seen is just Yankos. Honestly, he's the guy that still has the level of talent out of all of them that's still good enough to keep playing. You know, who's been playing in the LEC as long as all those guys have been. Um, the best part about Team Vitality is Photon and Karzi. That's it. They're the only reason why the team has been winning games, honestly. Vethio is just existing for the ride at this point. You know? He himself has been pretty just meh, honestly.
yeah.
Team BDS, how you feeling about them?
Shit.
This team also should probably be 1-4 too. But they by how this works, there can only be like 3-1-4 teams at this point in the season. Yeah, but BDS do not look good. Do not let that win-loss record fool you guys. They have looked pretty bad. They have looked awful.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, they look. Ugh. It's weird. It's like they had a rough week one, but then they faced against some shit teams. You're like, now they're 3-2. You're like, okay, yep, we're gonna be.
Shio is just not having it this year. Like he's not. I've just not been really high on Shio this year. Like last year he was decent, but this year it's just been for
Yeah,
me.
every team BDS lost to is better than them so far. But every team they beat are bottom teams. They lost to Giant X. No, they beat Giant X, they beat SK, and they beat Rogue. That's mean it's like you look at it, it's like, oh, all right. The SK game could have either way. That was the game where SK was winning, and then they that one team fight, and then BDS just goes down and win. You're like, yeah, BDS could have easily be 2 or 3 if SK just they they're like a fucking prostitute. They're just like choking. It's like what the fuck? It's like
Mhm.
they just find the closest dick and just start choking on it. Is that's what SK is?
Yeah.
Because you look at BDS, you're like, yep, you got it. Easy could be 2 or 3. SK and BDS could easily switch.
BDS quite literally could be like 1-4
Nah,
themselves
I'll
too.
I'll say 2 or 3 because 2 of the games they won were against teams that
Oh yeah.
weren't gonna beat them even if BDS felt like 10,000 gold beyond. Giant X can't do nothing with a goddamn lead, and
Yeah.
what's the other shit team they faced? And yeah, Giant X and goddamn Rogue just fucked around and got lucky with that one team. What the fuck team? Yeah, was Karat Corp. Yeah,
Fnatic, like we talked about earlier, they've actually played outside of the loss they had against Team Heretics, which they were somewhat in that game too. They've actually looked pretty
yeah,
good overall to split. I've not really had any big issues with them this split. It looks like they've finally somewhat started to get on page with each other. Like Oscar Renan had a good game today.
yeah,
Razorks looked like the one of the better junglers in the league, one of the best, obviously. Humanoid, well, he's humanoid every week. That's just what he is, honestly.
yeah,
Um, if Jun can just leave Noah on an island and go help out the rest of the team, then they'll do fine, in my
yeah.
opinion. Just don't sit around Noah. Just Noah's not bad. He's just like McDonald's. Noah's McDonald's. Like it's not great. It's not good. It's just
But
like eh.
they will always be there when you
Yeah,
need
he will be there.
it. Yeah,
Whether that's good or bad, probably a bad thing, but at least he'll be there. Actually. And G2. G2 themselves still look like the best team in the league, guys. Like,
Yeah,
as you mentioned before, the only team that could really beat them is like Fnatic.
Fnatic.
Actually,
That's the only
that's
one.
it. That's sad too. That is terrible that only one of the other teams can beat the best team.
And honestly, it like next time G2 might face Fnatic, it might be a 3-1 G2 because it's like, all right, cool, they got the loss out of the way, come back, clap them. Like we don't
Yeah.
know. At
I
this
hope they
point,
just face each other in the finals. Actually, hopefully they don't meet
that's
in
the
the
way it's
best of
going to
threes.
be because it's like it might be G2 Fnatic top upper finals. G2 wins. They
Yeah.
go to the finals, and then Fnatic has to come back around because who's going to be the team that's going to stop
Hmm.
Fnatic? No, seriously, who's going to be the team that stops Fnatic?
Because yeah, if you said that last split, I'd agree, right? Or in terms of like who's going to stop them in terms of beating them.
Yeah,
This split, no. This split, I think they're handily got that firm on second place right now.
yep,
Actually, because like this split, they've pretty much blew out most of the other teams. Actually, you
yeah,
know, yeah. My goodness, the LEC is looking like hot shit. Actually.
yep.
Oh my god. Shocks is all. I'll tell you guys right now. Shocks is probably not coming back to host the LEC because she just makes more money doing other games or whatever she's
Yep.
doing, freelance work. This girl said he eat it before sticking it in, and then he eat it again. My type of man. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to cover in this episode today? Actually,
Nah, pretty much,
I
yeah.
think we covered
We
everything. Yeah.
broke down the LCS, the LCK, or not LCK, the
Yeah, we'll do
LEC.
the LCK and the LPL games on Thursday,
Yep,
actually. And then I'll try and cover what I didn't get a chance to cover in today's episode from today's games. Then we'll also have the LEC games to talk about on Thursday as well. So we have that, honestly. As you guys know, I have a lot of good stuff coming. Oh, you guys are about to get spoiled with content. But yeah, man, what you got going on this week? You got any videos you're planning on releasing, or you're just gonna be doing the
how
regular guest
about
appearances?
guest appearances? Just a simple. I'm gonna re-upload a video. Just me. What it is me just reacting to a video. If not that one comes out, it's just gonna be me talking about what
Mm-hmm.
videos I will do this week and why I will start doing the Top Chef the reviews starting this week. I'll wait for the episodes to come out, watch it, break it down, and all that. More or less, unless work is chaotic, that's the main thing. Other than that, not too much. Probably just try to start streaming. What if my computer just doesn't? Because I started streaming and my computer just froze and died, and I was like, yeah, that kind of that.
What
I was
luck?
like, yeah. I was like, yeah. Other than that, not too much. Just chilling.
Okay.
Just chilling, playing Pokemon because my deck rotates out on PTCG Live in 5 days, and then it
Mm-hmm.
rotates out in real life in 2 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, everyone. As you guys know, I have two big videos coming. One is going to be the channel update video, and then the next one is going to be the podcast schedule video. And those videos are going to be very, very important because it gives you an idea of the direction the channel is still heading in, and with a nice bit of updates sprinkled in there. Then, as you guys know, if you want to watch and listen to the Cloud9 podcast, follow the podcast links in the description box below, wherever you listen to your podcast. And we will see you guys if you're just watching this show, we'll see you guys on Thursday. But make sure if you want to see more of what I'm doing, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/C9 Master Swag King, and on Rumble at Master Vader. I'm pretty sure it's Master Swag King on Rumble as well. Make sure you guys follow there because if you want to see what we're doing, outside of this, for the most part, we are on there having some fun. And currently, right now, the Iron Man podcast is at episode 368. And the episode on Tuesday's Big Showdown, it wasn't uploading through just downloading it through StreamYard. So I had to put it into my backup YouTube account. So that way it could be, in whatever format the podcasting platforms need to put it on there. So, yeah. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, and we will see you guys